Hey guys, AJ here back with another one for you. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your Friday's been going well, right? And guys, there are just some man weeks that are just a little bit longer than others, right? Let me see here, guys. Guys, man, oh man, have we got some stuff to look at today? Man, oh man, oh man. Give me a second, guys, to pull this up. But yeah, guys. So I'm gonna drop the new video for a takedown here pretty soon because we already did a takedown reaction, guys. If you ever want to join those, guys, join the Discord, right? Because we always do the lives as a recorded video off the Discord. So guys, make sure you are part of the Discord. That's in my about section. And guys, give me one second here. Let's see. There we are. There we are. And let me share my screen real quick. Now guys, we're gonna look at some real winners today, dude. Now, this chick, I actually think we started out on a live.
Namely, him touching her.
Guys, this chick was engaged and about to be married, right? And got caught making out with a 5th grader. Clown World. Hey, Jesse, how you been, man? Jameson, what's going on, man? Guys, yeah, I was trying to have the live a little earlier, but some technical issues. Hey, yeah, guys, look at this. So this chick, guys, a lot of these teachers, these female teachers that are banging their male students, they're all married. I have an ex. What's up, man? I wish I had the X-Men theme that I could play when you come up, dude. Good to see you guys. Good to see you, man.
And then making out. It's pretty disgusting, to say the least. In one of the notes, Bergman allegedly wrote, quote, "One of my cousins is in the 5th grade, and I can't imagine a man talking to her how we talk. I know we have a special relationship, and I do love you more than anyone in the world, but I have to be the adult here and stop." One alleged text.
Look at that, guys. Look at that. And guys, I dropped the link for anyone who wants to come on up. Guys, how can we even speculate as to why this keeps happening? This is happening more and more and more. Now, some people do say that this has always gone on. But now that there's social media, there's a lot more evidence and a lot more of a paper trail or electronic paper trail, right? But look at that. All these chicks that I remember doing this are all married and have kids.
Exchange. The victim said, quote, "Ha ha ha, bro, I just want to make out with you."
Now you
the
know
teacher is accused
that
of
it was a young
with
kid. He says bro. Maybe he even typed bro in the chat. Look at that.
With "I do too," like all the time. She also claims that she was obsessed with this boy in one of these messages. Oh boy, let's talk about this with renowned predator catcher Chris Hansen, host of
Chris Hansen, the man, the myth, the legend, guys. Let's give Chris Hansen a round of applause. Now, guys, the one thing Chris Hansen does that pisses me off, he doesn't wear headphones. Dude, get some headphones with a microphone. What are you doing, dude?
Takedown on True Blue and the podcast Predators I've Caught. Chris, great to see you. Again, I always say, I wish it was under better. Yes, I wish it was under better circumstances. What are your thoughts on this?
First of all, we've seen so many of these cases, Jesse, and it makes me really wonder if school districts are doing enough in terms of background screening, psychological screening of these teachers.
Of course not.
This has to be the 25th or 30th case we've seen across the country where a young female teacher in mid-20s or early 30s has preyed upon a young male student. Now, we've seen this with male predator teachers over the years, certainly, and I see this in my investigations with men going after young women and young boys too. But there's something going on in the world of teachers and students that I have never seen before in my 42 years of being a journalist.
Right.
And so you have to wonder, is this reality feeding off of fantasy, which I think it is? You see more and more fantasy porn available on different social media platforms.
See, he's doing it again, guys. Do you have an addiction to the internet? Right? No, dude. They're just degenerates, man.
Fetishizing, teacher-student relationships. And is that part of this? I don't know, but it's very disturbing. And when you look at the texts here, it's unmistakable that, there are very serious allegations and likely crimes committed. And how do you fix this kid after all this has happened? That's my first and primary thought.
And he's so young. And a lot of the times we cover these stories, the female perpetrator or the female suspect is married.
That's what I just said, guys, right? Look at that. And can you imagine Chris Hansen sitting this girl down and talking to her in the interrogation room?
Have you told other 14-year-old boys you want a
Absolutely
BJ and you want that ass?
Look at that.
Or about to be married or has children. What does that tell you?
We had one in Tennessee where the accused teacher was married to a sheriff's deputy.
Yep.
So, imagine the collateral damage there. First of all, if the allegations are true, and I think that case was headed towards a plea agreement, it devastates a family. And for what? To have this fantasy? I mean, obviously, something goes on in the mind of someone like this where they're
And all that for what?
You didn't say anything about I want that ass.
they're trying to recreate
August Lyon, what's going on, man? What's going on?
a pleasant situation in their past, some sort of contact with a boy that they haven't had in a while, and there's a need to recreate this, or it's a power trip. The teacher in this case must have some kind of feeling of control that is exciting to her in terms.
And I think also, guys, that's why the children and the elderly are deleted by women the most. If a child or an elderly person has been deleted, you can bet 9 times out of 10 that it's a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Of a sexual fantasy to have power over this kid in the classroom, and then to have him in her car or in a cloakroom or wherever this is going on to kiss and have.
Did he just say a cloakroom? Guys, really? Is this like 1912 or whatever? You know what I mean? A cloakroom.
Him sexually arouse her. I mean, it's really disturbing. And so I think it's time for school districts to really take a close look at who they're hiring and what kind of screening they undergo during the hiring process.
One of the things that really stood out about this case was the communications, because it's being reported the boy's parents had given Bergman, when they apparently invited her on a skiing vacation with the family, they exchanged numbers. And that's how this young boy and this teacher were starting to communicate. That was an interesting detail, that apparently they might have had so much trust in her to invite her on a vacation.
And I don't think it's uncommon for families to become close to teachers. I know when my
Yeah, but why would you invite like a teacher on a ski trip, your 5th grader's teacher on a ski trip with your family? Clown World.
Kids were younger, it was not uncommon for me to know the teachers. I don't think anybody ever joined us on a ski trip or anything like that, but we certainly knew the teachers. We were friendly with them at school activities and fundraisers and things like that. And never did I suspect of any sort of untoward relationship or contact. It just didn't cross my mind, even in the early days of the predator investigations. And you can imagine how careful I am and especially back when, my guys are adults now, but when they were kids, how careful I was in terms of screening and background checks for, anything from a guitar teacher to a tutor. I had my own background check, but not everybody has, access to the things I have access to. So I think big picture, we have to be better about hiring and screening. At micro level, God, this is just such a disturbing case.
It is.
For this woman to prey upon this boy. And again, so many people look at this as a schoolboy fantasy type thing that,
Yeah.
not any
He got to get some his teacher. Guys, no, boys are victims too,
boy would love this and love the attention from a good looking adult woman. But it has damage that has an impact for many years to come.
Yep.
I mean, this kid has been exposed to things at the age of 11, 12 that they shouldn't be exposed to. And now the parents had to deal with all that. It's very alarming.
And they can't even process it, a young boy that age. Process what's even going on.
The kid can't even process it. The kid doesn't even know why he is excited about it. The kid doesn't even know why his body is reacting to this attention the way it's reacting to it. It's, we've seen in our predator investigation scenarios where guys have gone after girls as young as 12 years old. And again, just a week before last, we were out on a sting and it doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon, despite our investigations, despite the awareness. And it says to me that there is an unprecedented level of this activity going on online and on some of these social media platforms. And there's been an explosion, as you and I know, of social media platforms. It's not just
Augustine knows that too. Not everyone has CIA clearance like I do.
Yahoo, like when we started. So it comes down to parents also having to have these conversations. And unfortunately, it appears that parents need to talk to their boys about the appropriate and inappropriate potential contact between them and female teachers and male teachers too. I mean, this cuts across all across the board. But
that's true.
You wouldn't normally think you'd have to tell your son, okay, be careful of the nice Miss so-and-so. She may say something inappropriate to you. But I guess you have to have this blanket talk now and continue to enhance the discussion as the child gets older.
They shouldn't have to have that conversation because you mentioned something about the school. Now, I want to read you something from the school. I want your...
This guy, he looks like Luke Wilson and Owen Wilson put together. He looks like Luke Wilson, but with Owen Wilson's nose,
reaction to this. So first, the principal of this school says, we are shocked and disturbed by this news. Our greatest concern is for the Rivercrest school community and the children impacted. Then a spokesperson for the school district said in part, quote, learning about a school staff member and alleged inappropriate conduct that breaches trust is deeply troubling for all of us. We understand the gravity of this situation and are committed to providing the necessary support for any child who may be impacted. We kindly request the school community to respect the privacy of Hudson students and their families and refrain from spreading rumors or speculation. They also provided counseling services for any of the students and the teachers.
It's so crazy that's an elementary school principal. That's how young this kid was.
Who might be affected by these allegations. Talk to me about what you make of that.
Well, I think it's an inappropriate response. I think the better action would have been to screen the teacher before this happened. But again, you have to be reasonable about the responsibilities of a school district. I mean, they're going to be shocked by this just as, the parent and the rest of the parents are in the school district. So this is not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to have to ask a 24-year-old teacher,
hey, do you want to... Yeah, hold on. You're not supposed to ask a 24-year-old teacher.
Have you told other 14-year-old boys you want a BJ and you want that ass?
Do you think you're going to have a propensity to have a intimate contact with a fifth grader in your class? I mean, that it defies common sense that anybody would do that. But apparently we're at that period where we've seen so many of these cases where we need to ask that question and we need to screen for that. Because I've never, ever seen a level of this activity as we're seeing and as we've seen over the last year, especially 2 years.
Yeah, I would say the last 3 to 5 years, guys. If you look on most news sites or whatever, at least every other day there's a case of some teacher, some female teacher banging her male student. You know what I'm saying?
Years.
Yep.
It's shocking, but it sounds like the school district is doing everything it possibly can to deal with this situation. And rumors will run wild because that's the nature of the environment. Parents are going to kibitz about this, and kids are going to talk about it. And there's going to be a lot of activity on social media, and unfortunately, a lot of joking about a very serious topic here.
And let me wrap this up with what we can expect here. So she has been charged with one count of first-degree child sexual assault with a child under the age of 13.
Look at that.
My understanding of Wisconsin law, that defines it even as just sexual contact. So you didn't need to have intercourse in order to be found guilty of this Class B felony. Class B felony, again, my understanding is up to 60.
Guys, how much time do you think she's going to get, if any? Allison Armstrong, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you.
Years in prison. And with respect to her current legal state, she was let out on a $25,000 bond. She's not allowed to be on school property or have contact with the victim, of course, or anyone under the age of 18. She's also subject to GPS monitoring. She has been suspended, placed on administrative leave. No surprise there. Her next court appearance is at the end of the month on May 30th. Do you think that this is a situation where we may see a plea deal? Because I don't know how you defend against a case like this unless you say that.
Yeah,
this,
I think
this,
this is a tailor-made. Yeah, this is a tailor-made case, Jesse, for a plea or agreement in which she accepts responsibility, has to go through treatment, counseling.
No jail time, though.
Perhaps, a small amount of jail time.
Yeah, Chris, if you believe that.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Look at that.
You can debate the jail time and is that proper punishment without any prior history of this. It seems, depending on the jurisdiction, it seems like it's headed for a plea with lengthy probation. Registration as a
You guys know I am one strike and you're out, man.
sex offender and probably no jail time. Now, you want to know who I feel sorry for is the fiance who had all likelihood no idea this was going on. And how do you swallow this? I mean, God, I feel horrible for that fella and what he's dealing with right now.
It's one thing to, your significant other's having an affair, but this is something entirely different.
This is it's unforgivable. If the allegations are true, and it appears certainly that there's strong evidence they are, this is one of those unforgivable things. And it's created enormous collateral damage across an entire community. A fiance, a child, and an entire school district is reeling from this because one woman's fantasy.
Yeah. And I would say, there was maybe a way to defend it if it was just this young boy coming out and saying this happened. But when you have the messages and you have the notes, the messages, the notes are just,
It's not a Romeo and Juliet situation. This isn't a college undergraduate teaching assistant involved with a 17 or 18-year-old freshman. This is a child, plain and simple, being exploited and preyed upon by an adult. That's end of story.
Chris Hansen, you can check him out on Takedown on True Blue and the podcast Predators I've Caught. Great seeing you, my friend. Thank you so much for coming on.
Great to see you, Jesse. See you soon. Thank you.
Take care.
Now, guys, here we have another case. This is just a terrible one, okay? Absolutely insane. This has to be one of the most evil things I've ever seen, okay? These two knuckleheads right here. Victimizing their own kids. Absolutely. Hey, you know what, Jesse? Yo, dude, Chris Hansen looks better at this age than he did on Hansen versus Predator. You know what I'm saying? If you actually look at how Chris looks now. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on, guys. Look, hold on. Let's look at his Hansen versus Predator. Right? Okay. Let's look at Chris on Hansen versus Predator. Okay? Look at how Chris looks right here. Okay, let's see.
Oh, it's behind you. Sleep on behind. I know who you are.
You know who I am?
Yes.
So you've seen...
Look at the difference. Look at that. All that puffiness. Look at how just out of shape he is. You know what I'm saying? Dude, look at that. He looks terrible right there. Yes, he's older here. You know what I'm saying? But just look at how much better he looks, you know? I think that's when he was alcoholic back then. So, Ashley, what's going on?
This allegations.
Now, guys, hold on. I just found another one. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this. This chick was banging an 11-year-old.
Police in Illinois say an accused sexual predator is out of the classroom and behind bars instead. A long-term substitute teacher is accused of raping one of her 11-year-old students. We're taking a closer look at these
11 years old. Look at that.
horrifying allegations against Allie Bardfield with John Clune, an attorney and advocate for sexual abuse survivors. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. 32-year-old substitute teacher Allie Bardfield, who worked for Decatur Public School in Illinois as a long-term substitute teacher, has been arrested and charged with predatory criminal sexual
11 years
assault.
old.
Does this sound familiar? We are seeing so many of these stories. Well, in a sworn statement to the court, a detective laid out what are very disturbing details that he says police were able to uncover during the course of this investigation, all about Bardfield's appalling behavior
Yeah.
with her sixth
Jesse, I think that it's because of the jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying?
grade student. Think about that. I want to talk about all of this as we go in through a lot of these details with John Clune, an attorney helping fight for victims in sexual abuse cases. John, thanks so much for coming on. I just want your initial reaction before we even jump into the court documents.
Yeah, well, like you said, it's incredibly disturbing. I think that with the age of the kid and the nature of the sexual act is probably a little on the more unusual side, but it's a great reminder for all of us and all of us that are parents that, it's not just male offenders that we have to be worried about. There are female offenders out there. It's a much smaller percentage, but this is a perfect example of where you can have a worst case scenario from somebody that you might have thought you could trust.
And by the way, thank you for the work that you do as we cover these stories. It's people like you who are able to get the victims of this some justice. So according to the detective's sworn statement, this woman, there was a woman who allowed her 11-year-old son to spend the night at the home of his teacher, Allie.
What? Why? Look at that.
Bardfield. So the sixth grader was there for 25 hours from March 29th to March 30th. This is according to police. And when the boy got home, he was apparently acting strangely. This is according to his mom. So the next day, she checked his phone, and what does she reportedly find? Cash App payments from Bardfield, totaling $700 over the last several months. She also reportedly checked her son's social media accounts and found photos and messages that the two had sent to each other. So when the boy's mom apparently asked him what was going on, he did admit that he had unprotected sexual intercourse with Bardfield.
Look at that.
John, I mean, I don't know what aspect of this is more stunning than the next.
Yeah, and one of the things I think hits everybody initially is why is the kiddo staying at this teacher's house for 25 hours?
Right.
And it's easy to question that with the hindsight of knowing what actually transpired about the sexual abuse and the Cash App payments, but knowing also that this woman has kids of her own. This could have been something that looked like just a normal sleepover at the time.
So she was banging this kid with her own kids in the house. Jesus.
The kid went over to stay at her house for the night. So although it kind of stands out that he was at the house for 25 hours, it might have been, nothing more than a normal sleepover until you find out the events thereafter. But, there's also some good things that I think are notable here in what you just read. I mean, first of all, the boy's acting strangely, and good for the mom for following up with that.
Oh, no, the mom's the one who led him over there in the first place. Guys, let's get back to this one right here.
Shocking charges involving a young child under the age of 13.
Look at
We are going to be digging into how police were able to track down the accused rapists with former sex crimes prosecutor Serena Townsend. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Hey, everybody, this is a Law and Crime legal alert. Google Incognito tracked users' browsing data without their knowledge. That we're about to explain, I will tell you right now, is one of the most heinous that we have ever reported here on Sidebar. And that is not something I say lightly. In fact, the affidavit of probable cause is so disturbing.
Hey, guys. How much product do you think this guy puts in his hair?
That we can't show you the vast majority of it. But what we are going to do is try to bring you as much detail as we can, as much context as we can to you. What this is a very sick story. And I apologize right now for what we're about to say. But these two people that I'm about to mention are now locked up in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Each on $1 million bail. 56-year-old John James DeHart and 35-year-old Sarah Lee Miller, who also goes by the name Sarah Souter. They are accused of raping their own child. The two
What? What is wrong with people?
were charged back on April 16th. DeHart was arrested just a couple days later in Philadelphia. Police put out the word that they were looking for Miller, and she was arrested May 8th. Her last known address was in Luzerne County. According to what is a truly stomach-turning criminal complaint, both DeHart and Miller are accused of sexually abusing their child. Yes, their child.
Man.
Before I get into this any further, I
wrong with
want to
people?
bring in former sex crimes prosecutor Serena Townsend. Serena, good to see you. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
on. Just when you think child abuse can't get any worse, now the idea...
That's an odd-looking woman, isn't it? Her face... I'm sorry, guys. She's just a very strange looking person. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. You guys know what she looks like? Hold on. Look at. Doesn't she look like Pennywise, dude? Come on, guys. You know she does. Jameson, come on. You know this chick looks like Pennywise, right? Look at this. Look at that.
Yeah, she looks like she should be screaming Outlander.
Look at that, man. Oh, yeah. You're right.
of parents sexually abusing their own children in an incest form of... I don't know what the right word is. I'm curious, have you ever seen or heard anything like this in your career?
I have. It is rare because this is, as you said, the most heinous type of crime one could ever imagine. It's bad enough to have a child sex victim, but for it to be somebody's own child, and in this case, both parents abusing and raping this child,
Look at that.
it really is almost unheard of. It's horrifying. And there is a reason why there are separate laws, not only for rape, but for child abuse and for incest in and of itself.
Unfortunately, yes, there's a reason we have these laws, because it does happen. It's just unthinkable. I want to go through this with you, and we'll talk about it. Let me talk to you about how the abuse came to light back in December of 2023. This is when an apparent witness reported to Manor Township Police that the assaults had taken place in nearby East Hempfield Township. Now, the detective stated that during a Lancaster County Children's Alliance forensic interview, a declaration was made by witness number one. This person's not identified, but it says witness number one stated that the victim number one was previously sexually abused by the defendant, John DeHart. And after the witness came forward, the police did a forensic interview with the victim. So Serena, first, talk to me about what you think.
Wait a minute.
A witness came forward.
What happened?
That's not John DeHart, the filmmaker, is it?
What do you mean?
There's a filmmaker named John DeHart.
Oh, really? Is he a pervert?
Yes, he is.
There you go.
Who you think that could be in relation to this victim, and is that usually how this happens? And then talk to me about what exactly is a forensic interviews and how an interview and how that works.
Sure. Yes. So what we see very often in child abuse cases, sexual abuse cases, is a delayed outcry. Delayed outcry is essentially a legal term for a child who was sexually abused or raped and did not tell anybody for quite some time. This is very, very common for obvious reasons. The child is confused. The child is scared. Obviously, oftentimes the child is living with the person, because sadly, we know that sexual abuse of children usually happens by somebody that the child knows. It's rare that it's the actual parent, and it's horrifying, but usually it is somebody that the child knows, and therefore the child usually does not disclose the sexual activity or the rape until much later.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Oftentimes, whoever finds out about it is also either a relative or a teacher or somebody that the child has grown to trust, even a friend. So this witness, this mysterious witness, could possibly be another relative or a teacher, or again, a friend that perhaps this person trusts.
And forensic interviews, those are very sensitive. How do those work?
Very sensitive. There is a specific sort of training that's required to interview successfully a person who was so badly traumatized as a child. What happens when you are raped, especially when you're a child, is you kind of encode those memories differently, and your ability to retell what happened to you is very different than somebody who was, maybe robbed as an adult or assaulted at a bar or something like that. So a forensic interview is one,
especially if it's your parents, right?
And where a specialized detective who's taken.
Victim number one stated that they were sexually, physically, and emotionally abused by their whole blood father, who they identified as the defendant, John DeHart. Victim number one was asked who John DeHart was to them, and they responded with, not a really great person. Victim number one stated that the sexual abuse occurred from the age of blank until the age of blank, when victim number one was separated from the defendant in 2013. So the complaint has the numbers redacted, but reporting indicates that the victim was between the ages of 4 and 6. Process that for a second. 4 and 6. In Sarah Miller's affidavit paperwork, it names her instead of DeHart. Otherwise, the affidavit is nearly the same. So both the mother and the father are allegedly complicit in this abuse. And the criminal complaint goes into graphic detail about what the child's parents forced them to do. Again, I'm not going to get into it, but there are a few parts of the affidavit that stand out, and I want to get Serena's perspective on it. So the affidavit states, quote, victim number one stated that a form of punishment was that they would be escorted to the basement and told to sit by the door. The lights, which were previously on, would then be turned out. Victim number one reported that when they were in the basement, they would be without clothing for approximately 1 to 2 hours.
Dang.
Victim number one stated that the punishment would end by John unlocking the basement door and providing victim number one with clothes. Victim number one also reported that on one occasion in the basement, victim number one was unclothed.
Man, hey, what's going on? Thanks, man. Guys, you will see more more content on the channel. Like I said, I just got burned out for a little bit because YouTube, guys. I haven't said this in a while, but guys, all of the TCAP content creators, guys, please go and make sure that you support, you like and subscribe on anyone who makes TCAP content, guys, because YouTube gives us copyright strikes and guideline strikes, and then we get banned and all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So there's just times where it's like you're trying to make good content, but then YouTube goes and takes your video down. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, let me see. I've actually covered Walter Babs twice. Let me see here, because I thought the first one would get taken down. So here's the first one. Oops, sorry guys. Let me delete this. Wrong link. Sorry. Let me delete that. Here, let me go to this one. Oops. Oh, that's a live stream. Hold on. So I did a live stream that included Walter Babst. And then I did a video on him too. So here's the video. And this one I almost got taken down, but I had to appeal it. And it actually went through. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I wasn't going in too hard on him. So let me give you that. Let's see here. And then here's the link to that video. So yeah, guys. And yeah. ERM324. Hey man, join the Discord, man. You can check out the Discord in the in my about section. Hey Jesse, man, have a good one. It's good seeing you. So yeah, guys, like I said, the Friday lives will be happening weekly, and you guys will be seeing a lot more content being dropped over here. Just letting you know. And guys, there is a requests thread in the Discord, guys. So anyone you want to see, drop it there. So give me a minute, guys.
Yeah, Richard Burnham would be a good one.
Who's that?
Richard Burnham would be a good one.
Richard Burnham.
He's the chubby guy who used two different screen names. New Jersey.
Richard Burnham.
Burnham.
Let's see. Let's see if I remember who this knucklehead is.
He's the chubby guy who walks in with a thing of lube in his back pocket.
Hold on. Let's see. Oh yeah, the guy wearing the blue shirt. It looks like a Michigan shirt, but it's not. Yes, okay. I remember him. Yeah, you know what? Hey Jameson, can you drop that in the Discord? Because I remember him, but I don't remember his segment. So yeah, I'll check it out.
Pointed a small gun at them. John reportedly told victim number one, "This is a warning," when pointing the gun at victim number one for approximately 5 seconds. Serena, your reaction?
Yeah, listen, as traumatizing as the rape is in and of itself, you don't even need to ask whether this poor child was, consented. There is no such thing as consent when this child is as young as this child was. But then to add on the absolute torture of being locked in a basement while naked, being, threatened at gunpoint by your own father. I mean, I don't know how this child comes back from this. It is the worst kind of thing that could ever happen to a person. And, the defendants are going to be facing, hopefully, a very long time in prison for what they did. This is above and beyond sexual depravity. This is absolute torture.
Unfortunately, there were other children who also lived in this home. So victim number 2 and victim number 3 seem to have escaped sexual abuse, at least according to the criminal complaints, but they were still allegedly subject to physical and emotional abuse. It reads, quote, "On Thursday, March 28th, 2024, victim number 2 and victim number 3 were forensically interviewed separately. Victim number 2 reported that John picked them up and took them over to the oven in the kitchen as if John was going to put them inside.
That's crazy.
Victim number 3 stated that they were standing in the corner of the kitchen and John picked them up and said something along the lines of, 'Who wants to be my dinner?' The affidavit narrative ends with a heartbreaking statement after the victim described an assault in the shower. Victim number 1 stated that Sarah kept explaining that what was happening in the shower was normal and not to be scared. Victim number 1 stated that since it was their mother saying these things,
damn, look at that, guys.
They believed her. Serena, I know these are just allegations, but wow. I mean, that alleged psychological manipulation is to another level.
It is, and that's why this is really almost completely unheard of. It's monstrous. These people took, the most beautiful thing that you could be as a parent, a mother or a father, and you would think that they would treat their children like royalty, like what they should be treated, and they took.
He looks like Schmarvy Schmeinstein, right?
What would normally be a beautiful experience
of punishment. Have you ever seen anything like this?
Let's
Accompanies
get back,
the statute for rape of a child. The criminal complaint says that the endangering the welfare of a child.
Look at that.
But there's more to this story because Miller and DeHart have previously been convicted of child abuse.
Look at that, guys. Look at that.
That's what we were talking about. DeHart has a very active online presence. He posts TikTok videos several times a week. According to his personal website, he's a poet, film writer, novelist, social activist, pastor. He also claims to be a former police and corrections officer, but he's previously been convicted in Pennsylvania of endangering the welfare of a child in 2013, indecent sexual intercourse with a minor.
Look at that, guys. Oh, man. And you wonder why I say one strike and you're out, dude. You know what I'm saying? Because this knuckleheads like that Kathleen Himberger. Most of these guys never do anything wrong, or they never repeat offend. Yes, they do.
Endangering the welfare of children in 2014. He entered guilty pleas in both cases. He was sentenced to 6 to 12 months in prison for the 2013 conviction and 4 to 8 years for the 2014 conviction. He also had to register as a sex offender. That's our understanding. And then with Sarah Lee Miller, doesn't seem to have much of an online presence, but we were able to find her criminal record. And the reports indicate that she pleaded guilty in 2014 to corruption of minors, was sentenced to 11 to 23 months in prison with 4 years probation. She was charged again in 2017 when she didn't register as a sex offender with state police. So,
dude, she's a sex offender too. Look at that, guys. Man.
She was sentenced to 10 to 36 months in prison. How are they out to do this? That's my question. How were they out?
Because society in general is soft on crime. Okay, guys? If you want to see an absolute joke, guys, here, well, look at this. Look at this, guys. KGW News. Okay, guys, go to KGW News. And this is Portland, Oregon. And guys, Portland, they're so soft on crime now that it's Thunderdome out here. You know what I'm saying? All types of crime and shootings and overdoses. It's nuts, man. You know what I'm saying? Just go to any Oregon news station. You'll see it's just crazy. You know what I mean? Burglaries, crime. It's nuts, man. Guys, the whole West Coast at this point. Seattle, right? Portland, Oregon, San Diego, LA, Oakland. Come on, man. No thanks. Just crime everywhere.
To allegedly do this. I know these are allegations. I know they're innocent until proven guilty, but how were they out?
How were they out, and how were they allowed to have their children living with them? It is horrifying. It is insane. Both of them are sex offenders. I mean, DeHart can call himself whatever he wants, a poet, a police officer, but he's going to be known in his own history as a pedophilic sex offender. So, that's who he is, and that is who his wife is as well, or Sarah Miller. I thought there was also some talk about her being his stepdaughter at some point. There is something very, very wrong going on in that home, and I don't know how they were out to be able to
legally speaking. Why? I don't get it. Why was the punishment right? for those crimes? Was it sufficient? Was there nothing more that could have been done?
Of course not.
Sometimes that's the way it works, but it just seems to me that I don't know how children were left in their care, how they were able to not be monitored, how they were out to be free. Hindsight, I know, is 2020, but that from a legal point of view, were what they were convicted of or what they pled guilty to, did that make sense?
This is a failure of the criminal justice system right here. This is just a complete failure. You have cases, I had, as a prosecutor, sex crimes prosecutor, you have different types of sex crimes cases. You just do. And some are more horrific than others. And you're right, there's no crystal ball necessarily, but there are features of certain defendants and certain cases that make you think and make you very concerned about the future. And yes, even after they were released from prison, both of them, they had to register as a sex offender. And in order to do that, there is a hearing. It's called a SORA hearing, Sex Offender Registry Act hearing, where a judge determines the level sex offender that they have to be. And that determines how long they have to register for. Oftentimes it's for the rest of your life, and what kind of supervision they will be exposed to. And so in my mind, these two individuals who already committed absolutely depraved acts should have been supervised. I don't know where Child Protective Services were with respect to these children who have now come out and said that they were abused. It is a complete embarrassment and failure of our system.
Absolutely.
And as I said, one of the worst cases we have ever covered here on Sidebar. Serena Townsend, really thank you for coming on. I know this is not easy to talk about. I think I'm just angry. I think that's the best way to explain. I'm just really angry, but appreciate you breaking it down for us, coming on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's good to see Catherine Heigl found something to fall back on.
Thank you so much for joining us. As always, please subscribe on Apple.
Yeah, she disappeared off the face of the earth, man. You know what I mean? All because she was so hard to work with. Here you go, guys. This is one. We'll watch about a couple minutes of this. And yeah, this is a compilation of body cam footage of these perverts getting caught.
Getting caught in the act.
How old are you? What's up?
And this is from Lazaresco.
How old are you?
Get the kids, please, get the kids.
People who commit these kinds of crimes should get life sentences regardless of age and gender.
Yep, I agree. You know what, Lazaresco? You're going to get yourself a round of applause.
Day is that day.
Sadly, this system is quite a lucrative cash flow for them.
The children are our future, and if we're just
Yeah, but for how long? They have all these woke DAs now saying that they don't want any bond at all. That there should be no such thing as cash bond. If you delete someone, if you grape a person, you should just be able to just waltz straight out of jail. Clown world.
destroying them, we have no future.
Therefore, most of these are repeat offenders who keep getting caught in the act and released on bond.
When you look at these guys, they're going to offend, whether they're 8 or 80.
But what if I told you many fake dating profiles are actually undercover agents trying to bamboozle predators? Ever heard of...
Just don't tell Kathleen Hambrick that, right? Because all they do is target young autistic knuckleheads like her son, right?
Operation Indecent Proposal. Whenever this operation is set in motion, multiple undercover agents gather together to bait random people and previously apprehended predators with fake online profiles on various sites and apps, posing as either a girl or a boy between the ages of 13 and 15. Every predator that gets rizzed up by one of these secret agents is then lured to...
He said rizzed up.
to the same house, where strict protocols are in place to either detain them at the door or surround them with cars outside when they approach.
I think we've seen this one. Jameson, I think that he watched this one on a live stream.
20-year-old Gregory Hall Jr., known for enticing his victims online and traveling to meet them for illegal purposes. Total bond, $35,000.
He could have done without this music, right?
No kidding.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
36-year-old Daniel Quilter, known for seducing and luring his victims to his place from all kinds of sites, he also traveled around trying to meet some of them. Total bond, $35,000. 24-year-old Joseph McClellan, known for...
That dude's 24? Look at that, guys. Talk about a hard knock life. Man.
Stalking and assaulting his victims. Total bond, $35,000.
I love how like a big truck just like jumps onto the sidewalk, and he's so dumb that he doesn't even figure that it's after him. Look at this. What happened?
Like the Fort Myers one.
I'm waiting for a dude to be in a ghillie suit and jump out of...
25-year-old Jimmy Struck, known for abusing various dating apps, sending explicit images, and assaulting his victims. Total bond, $65,000. 40-year-old Victor Eugene Williams, known for kidnapping his victims and assaulting them. Total bond, $35,000.
Get your library card.
Look at this guy, dude.
Is that a retired high school football coach?
He's the most TCAP looking dude out of all these guys, right? Even with...
Yeah. Don Cheats 2.0.
That's what I said. He was like Don Cheats.
59-year-old Robert Knuckles, known for seducing and luring his victims from various dating apps, sending over disturbing images, and assaulting them. Total bond, $65,000.
It's really a scary thing, I think, for most of us that are parents.
Sorry, guys. I couldn't handle that song anymore. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, dude.
Oh, it's driving me nuts, too.
There's an active investigation going on into several other people. Anybody that sees this, if you were online, there's a good chance there's going to be a knock at your door.
Are you watching Lazaresco again?
And it's going to be us
FBI!
What did you do?
coming in to drag you out and bring you to justice.
Lock it down!
So they know.
Online. Unfortunately, on February 18th, 2021, a young girl was reported missing after she didn't come home from school that day. Nowadays, kids grow up with social media, and many parents have no idea who their kids might be talking to online. Unfortunately for this girl, she leaked where she went to school and other personal details, unknowingly forming a connection with one of the worst kinds of people who, on that day, was waiting for her at the school entrance.
A juvenile left school and possibly was picked up by a guy here. I'm kind of wanting to get an idea of who he is, and I'm looking at today from school gets out around 3:15ish, so I'm thinking 3 to 3:30. It looks pretty close to her.
This cop is probably a dad himself, as he seems to take on the role of a detective because he is so emotionally invested in this case. He goes above and beyond, searching everywhere from...
Hey, Jameson, I don't know if you ever watched Law and Order SVU at all, but like...
No, I've never seen any of those.
What do you guys... You remember all those shows where like after the lockdown was over, or like back when they were still trying to release episodes, they would have all the actors and actresses wearing masks for like the first like 30 seconds of the scene, and they just take the masks off. It's like, why even have them in the show? You know what I mean?
And then Tom Cruise would yell at them. Yeah.
They would just go, hey, so anyways, I just take the mask off and spend the next 10 minutes talking with no mask on.
hotels to motels.
Hello. Hey, so my name is Deputy James. I'm wondering if a juvenile and another person checked in here earlier today. Have you seen that? Her? No, she would have been here with an unknown, probably male.
Oh, Jameson.
Hello.
You and I have seen
Hi, how are you?
this one.
I'm looking for a juvenile that looks to be ran away from home today. And we have information she may have checked in to a local hotel with an adult. This is what she looks like. Any check-ins today?
Only one check-in before I came in.
I'm investigating a runaway juvenile that supposedly checked into a local hotel today with an adult, most likely. I don't know what he looks like or anything. This is what she looks like.
All right, someone checked in earlier when I wasn't here, so let me check that.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Is there a name for that?
Yeah, I don't know the person she's with. So it would have been whoever she's with. Yeah, she doesn't even have an ID.
You know, is she an older person or you have no idea?
The person she's with? No clue.
Well, check out this person that checked in.
Ooh, where's this guy? I think this is him. They said his name started with a T, possibly Tyler.
Once he arrives at the suspect's hotel door, he does what my kids would call a pro gamer move by posing as hotel staff.
Front office, anybody inside? We need to come in for a second.
Of course, he cracks the door a little bit and...
Like he says, no towel, need sleepy.
What's up, sweetheart? Sheriff's office. How old are you? Go in the bedroom and wait for me for a second. Yeah, you up. Are you okay? Do you need any attention? Are you hurt at all? You're not hurt at all? Your stomach hurts? Okay, we're gonna be right with you, okay? How old are you? If I ask you that question again, I'm gonna lose my mind. How old are you? Oh, you up.
That's when the cop turns off his body cam and shoots him. When his partner eventually arrives and asks him why he shot the 22-year-old 18 times, he responds, because I ran out of bullets.
Wake up to reality. Nothing ever goes as planned in this accursed world.
I don't think that's how that ended.
November 22nd, 2022.
Yeah, guys, I don't think that's how that case ended, man. He's lying. Yeah. No, he didn't shoot that guy 22 times. I've seen that body cam footage. Dude, come on, you lying.
22-year-old Preston was caught harassing a girl near a local daycare center. Upon noticing the police, he quickly fled. With no better plan, he forced his way through the rear door of the daycare center as an employee tried to close it. When he failed to close the door, Preston pretended to pull out a gun before continuing further into the daycare center.
Keep hands up! We're not shooting!
Oh, Jason. You missed?
Get him! Cuffed up!
This baby's in there. That's a little reckless, right?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Get the kids, please! Get the kids! You say he's gonna shoot? He act like it! Radio, stand by. We got him inside the building. I don't have nothing. What am I hitting him off with? No, pat me in the mouth. That's 20 extra years of this sentence. You got them on it, okay? You gotta be ashamed of yourself. 61 days are deployed. No, but we can't get freaking ran here like an idiot. We're okay. Kids are all the kids are out.
Yeah, after you guys dove all over him, right? You know what I'm saying?
He was facing that way.
He threw a gun.
Yeah, that's what
You want to point your finger at me? Tough guy.
You told me you were gonna. Don't yell at me.
No, screw you.
Get him out of here.
Raider, we're gonna need a squad over here.
They just rough him up?
Yeah.
You know what he said after that, right? He said, how could you slap?
Hey, bring him out. Bring him out here and just set him down.
It's gonna be that way.
Just sit him down. Hey, and get the information from the girl.
Luckily, Preston didn't.
This music doesn't even match. You know what I mean?
Blood of Jesus. You want to do that? Just keep stop playing with me. Come on, man. The blood of Jesus. See you.
There's one more clip that I hadn't seen.
Maybe not as aggressive. Them from start. Oh, I'm
a
police. B, beaten, which I can't show on YouTube. And all of that then gets shared all over social media. Seriously signing up for that. Setting those predators up. In fact, there are plenty more people out there that are doing what he's doing. Just maybe not as aggressive. Don't underestimate the potential damage that a single phone call to any.
That's true.
They call me LC.
I thought I just saw a clip that I recognized. Maybe not. Huh. Okay, let's go there.
7-year-old Sean Hendershot, who is a known violent predator in Florida. Considering his license plate says 69DGAF, it shows what kind of a disturbed man he is. One who doesn't seem to hide who he is as much as others.
Look at that, man. Look at that.
There was an open warrant for his failure of an offender to report vacating a residence. In other words, he kept moving from place to place without informing the authorities, which he was legally obliged to do. Even though he has the most infamous predator license plate, he still started off by giving the officer a fake name, which made him look even more stupid.
I just want you to turn around, put your hands behind your back. Okay. Stop running! Whoa, come over, one, five, three, I'll put you on. Stop running, man. You're not gonna outrun me. All right? Get on your stomach right now. Get on your stomach.
This guy.
Oh, Lord.
All right, Central, I got him on the ground. 209, Dudlong. Right in front of the vape shop.
Damn, he almost got away. I've seen people in wheelchairs move faster going up a staircase.
You're under through this thing, and you got a warrant, which we're gonna confirm, okay?
Sean was arrested and charged with failure to identify and resisting an officer without violence, which is unusual given his violent reputation. I always hate to mention those bonds as it's so messed up, but Sean's bond was $10,000. Believe it or not, this next predator ran even slower. On March 20th, 2024, 3 cops were chasing a predator on horseback. He was essentially making his way to the house of an underage girl he had been stalking for a while now. All that's left for me to say about this case is that I'd be really embarrassed if multiple cops were screaming and circling around me out in public like that.
Albuquerque police! Stop!
Look at this guy, he's on horseback. Look at this.
Stop!
All right.
Because my horse is getting tired.
Stop!
I have the guy, and you let them go. What kind of cop are you?
Look at me when I talk to you.
Stop! Force will be used against you. You are being detained. You're not free to leave. You're not moving.
Those are some big horses, man. They should have just had the horse kick the dude in the head, right? That'll stop him, you know?
Those Clydesdales?
Yeah.
Jeez.
This case is as vague as it looks, with no additional information having been released about what happened afterward. You see, there's...
Let's see. For all you guys over here who don't know... Let me do this. Oh, hold on. Give me a second, guys. Now, guys, I don't know if you guys know this over here, but I have a body cam reactions channel. So if you guys want to go and sub over there, go. Oh, wrong link. Sorry, guys. Here, guys, check it out. I react to a body cam footage over here, so make sure to head over there. And guys, I go live on this channel Friday evenings at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, guys, go over there and check that out. Let me see. I think this video is almost over, right? And I'll sign
There's this common misconception about female predators. Still, too many people take them less seriously because they're perceived as less harsh. Now, don't be fooled, as they can easily manipulate you, and once you uncover what they're capable of, it's too late. On August 22nd, 2023, Ashley Cheatham's boyfriend was going through her phone while she was sleeping, probably to see if she had remained faithful to him since they first met online. However, cheating would instantly become the least of his concerns. Let's just say that he's a father and found some disturbing photos and videos on Ashley's phone, and that's putting it lightly. Those dark pieces of media explained his daughter's recent strange behavior, causing the father to swiftly move out of their apartment and call the cops on her.
Hello. Yeah, okay. You Ashley? What's your last name?
Oh yeah, this case.
You're nice. Hold your pants for you. There you go. Are they jeans or shorts or shorts?
The fact that Ashley doesn't even ask once why she's getting arrested says a lot. The increasing amount of fear she's starting to feel is nothing compared to how frightened his daughter must have been. What's even more frightening is that Ashley actually could have gotten away with it if she didn't end up recording her crimes.
Literally just broke up. I don't
You know, where is your place where you normally keep your shorts?
Yeah, there's some right there. Those pajama pants are fine. Do you see them?
Pajamas right here?
Yeah.
Look at that, man.
Okay, go ahead. Change over here. You got any form of like slip-on shoe or anything?
Can you just put them up in the front a little bit? They're like fine now.
Look at this. And they're still treating her with kids' gloves, guys.
When this case aired on the news, many people were impressed by the father's incredible self-control. The concern was that if he had attacked her, her attorney could easily spin it as evidence of a physically abusive relationship, making it a very believable narrative that Ashley may have been forced to record everything on her phone by him. Fortunately, it didn't escalate to that extent, and now Ashley will be held accountable for her actions without any bull.
Can you imagine if this was a male predator?
Yeah.
Like, hey, here, let's get your pants on here. Come on.
They said.
Put your hands up! Get on the ground!
You know what I mean?
Have a minor. And possession of possession of child.
As in most of these cases, they're not upset or shocked because of what they've done, but because they got caught. What makes this case even more disturbing is the fact that Ashley had been proactively applying to various jobs that involve working with young children. So this father may have saved more than just his daughter. Ashley was arrested and charged with possession of child unlawful access to computer, and possession of marijuana. Even with all the clear evidence pointing in her direction, Ashley still pleaded not guilty to the charge.
Of course she did.
Ashley's bond was set out to be $75,000. If you like this video, you might also enjoy watching.
Of course she did. Right, guys?
Just like a woman.
But all right, you guys, we're at the hour mark. Guys, I will be live on Fridays from now on. I'll try and have regular time, but it'll probably be around 6 or 7 each week. And yeah, guys, I will have some content dropping next week, a couple videos. And yeah, James, and any closing words?
I was gonna say, are you going live next Friday too?
Yeah. Why?
Because you mentioned you were on vacation or something, right?
Oh no, I'll be on vacation most of this week. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But, all right, you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And join the Discord, guys. Thanks for the support. Have a good one, guys.
See you later.